Welcome to May 2015's HELIOS forecast for the Water Triad. Anyone seeking information pertaining to Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces has come to the right place. Herein you will find astrological insight into the nature of this particular window of time, along with a brief 5-card tarot reading as it applies to all who watch and listen. I encourage you to play this video multiple times this month in order to receive the full benefit of its subliminal affirmations and audio frequencies, as they have been specifically selected to enhance the quality of your journey through this month's energetic potentials. So let's lay out your foundation. This tarot spread revolves around the subjects of teaching, philosophy, and belief systems, all of which carry spiritual connotations. The Hierophant does not represent new or changing beliefs, but rather the old and well-established belief systems. The Hierophant himself is the keeper and protector of ancient hidden spiritual understanding, and has surfaced here to define the nature of this month's theme. This is not the ideal time to introduce or implement revolutionary new ideas into your life. When the Hierophant appears, often he takes the form of a teacher or mentor, and such a presence can also arise as a life situation that inspires you to educate yourself on the most important of current matters requiring discipline, most suitably established through the mastery of the old ways. Only when the student has mastered the ways of the old world can he or she properly decide whether or not to prescribe to them. And sometimes, all it takes is a good mentor or messenger to provide the desired clarity. Whether this manifests as a person, establishment, or situation, the shape of your experience is up to you. From this moment, you can take one of two paths, represented here as the Ten of Cups, through which there is love, celebration, present moment awareness, appreciation for what is as well as for what has been, a path free of regret or concern for what has not yet happened, and the Queen of Wands, who almost exclusively pursues a desired future, putting her entire heart into her cause for the long haul with unparalleled ambition, a path upon which you yourself will set your sights on a clear goal and directly initiate its manifestation, no matter what the cost. These two paths carry drastically different energy, but the difference is easy to see and define. You must choose to embrace this moment and celebrate what you have already done, or pursue an ambition with everything you have. I will leave it to you to decide which is more in resonance with the energy of the Hierophant. The events of this month could theoretically provide a welcomed, refreshing change to the stagnation in your past, shown here as the Four of Swords. Granted, the Four of Swords represents a time of rest and recovery, but one is usually eager to return to action once its time has passed. However, there is confusion in your fate. The Five of Discs can potentially symbolize a time of darkness, in which there is no clear way out, though the solution may be right in front of you. But do not worry, that is exactly what the Hierophant is here to help with. So let's look at this from an astrological perspective.
Right from the start, with the full moon on the 3rd, Cancer was either consciously or unconsciously pushed towards fun and celebration. It very brightly and powerfully illuminated your 5th house, encouraging you to lighten up, perhaps leaning you towards the Ten of Cups path. As Venus moves into your 1st house, you will have a chance to fully step out of that stagnant Four of Swords energy, perhaps by doing something nice for yourself, or by making peace somewhere where peace is called for. When Mercury goes retrograde on the 18th in your 12th house, you will begin to feel this Hierophant energy, and if you go with the flow of this cycle, you will be inspired to look back on the past and perhaps delve into matters concerning anything metaphysical. With Mars also residing in your 12th house, you may feel more inclined to translate this energy into action, which may bring about the challenge of the Five of Discs. Follow the example of the Hierophant this month, and act with tried and true methods. The full moon on the 3rd happened in Scorpio for all of us, and for Scorpio, this meant the illumination of your 1st house, the illumination of yourself and your place in this world. This is a very deeply personal process for you. Considering your central theme, ancient hidden spiritual matters are your forte, so the Hierophant is no stranger. This month, he calls for changes made to yourself, to your environments, and with the Sun in your 7th house, changes made within your relationships. And from within the Hierophant container, this means change based on what you know already, and what you have always known regarding these facets of yourself and your life. A powerful trine between the Sun and your ruling planet Pluto pushes you to take your power back in your relationships, but not necessarily in a way that completely throws you onto that Queen of Wands path. meaning you don't necessarily want to pursue the return of your power to the ends of the world at this time. Venus moving into your 9th house on the 8th pushes you out further into Hierophant matters rather than your usual digging down in style. It's time to explore, to learn, to teach more about that which interests you, but without treading too heavily into the unfamiliar. Just as Mars enters your 8th house of the unseen, hidden, and spiritual, Mercury goes retrograde, right alongside it, on the 18th. Take the Ten of Cups path to avoid confusion. Mercury will be inhabiting your 8th house for about 2.5 months instead of the usual 3 weeks or so. This is definitely the time to almost passively reflect on the deeper things in life. If this 5 of Discs confusion occurs as a result of the retrograde, use the new moon in your 7th house as a breath of fresh air. Count your blessings, particularly in your close relationships or new ones. When the Sun joins Mercury and Mars in your 8th house on the 22nd, the obvious answer to your most current challenges may clearly surface. For Pisces, the full moon was in your 9th house. It's time for that Hierophant energy to flow out in the form of teaching or exploring. But be sure to study up on what methods, strategies, or travel routes have already served others well. With Venus moving into your 5th house on the 8th, a lovely placement, you are encouraged to do what you enjoy. Have fun, relax, take the Ten of Cups path. As Mars moves into your 4th house of home and family on the 13th, action is taken on the home front. Again, take that carefree Ten of Cups path, and don't take anything too personally, especially as Mercury goes retrograde in your 4th house. Think words that begin with re. Reassess, rewind, renew, rejuvenate, reflect. This is all rooted in Hierophant wisdom. Without this wisdom, life would be all 5 of Discs. We really need this Hierophant this month. Of course, you can always set intentions, and you can allow new ideas to begin to flow, in theory and in conversation, with the new moon in your 3rd house. And as the Sun joins Mercury and Mars in your 4th house, for the last week of the month, begin to balance home and career, and relax while doing so. On the 14th and 15th, as Mars opposes Saturn, take care not to scatter your energy, and this applies to everyone. Take things one step at a time, and find a way to have fun doing it.
So there it is. Consider contacting me for a personal consultation, providing a perhaps surprising abundance of useful insight into not only the nature of your personality in relation to others and the world at large, but into transcendent gateways and specific strategies allowing you to optimize your experience and function within and beyond your personality, as well as a fair amount of guidance regarding specific windows of opportunity or windows of greater challenge. Such a consultation can be so helpful for a very long time after, as each is recorded and delivered within 24 hours, so you can refer back to it for many years. There are 3 levels to choose from, each with flexible prices, meaning you can pay anything you like within the range I have provided. Level 1 includes an astrological birth chart and tarot spread, complete with a brief written explanation of each of your personal placements, as well as a brief written explanation of the most relevant insights provided by your tarot spread, for a flexible price of $30 to $50. Level 2 includes an in-depth personal astrology and tarot consultation as an MP3 to download at your convenience for the flexible price of $50 to $75. And Level 3 is a one-on-one personal astrology and tarot consultation via phone or Skype for a flexible price of $75 to $100. To order or to inquire about anything, simply send a message to manyfacesofhelios@gmail.com. Tell me what you want, and I'll make it happen. It really is that simple. Thank you for watching.